Gary, 4-0 victory here at Steel Park. Penultimate game of the season, but of course this keeps you second in the league and a bit of breathing space at least. But a great performance against Diamonds in this Northampton derby.
Yeah, it was. Obviously the derbies are always tough, and the disappointment of Saturday, obviously with the manner of the defeat, was, you know, you can go two ways. You can either feel really sorry for yourselves that we put everything into that performance and come away with nothing, or you can use it as fuel. And I just want to pay tribute to the squad because they've been magnificent over the bank holiday weekend. We travelled all the way down to Worcester. We've done our job, in my opinion. They've looked after themselves clearly over the bank holiday weekend. You know, they've had to make the sacrifices. You know, a lot of people are out for dinners and food and drinks and stuff. But they've obviously looked after themselves and they've come here today. And again, that was a magnificent squad performance. And I think if you look at our last food league games, I think we scored 5, 4, 3, 3 and 4. So, you know, we're playing well, we're keeping clean sheets. I know a lot of boys at the top of the pitch will get most of the headlines, but I thought my two centre-halves and my midfield three today were absolutely outstanding. And we're going into it in excellent shape. You know, regardless of what happened today, later on, we might need a point at Boldmere, which if we do, we'll hopefully go get it and confirm second place. But that's, you know, anything can happen in the playoffs. That can, you've seen it over the years. But we're not limping in. We, a month or 8 weeks ago, we was limping a little bit. But we found some form. You know, we recruited when we recruited, and obviously the club and the board allowed me to drift a little bit over the budget, which was good when we brought in. Obviously, we brought Gaz in, didn't we? And obviously, the two lads from Harborough, Kelly and Sandu, and obviously we've extended. We just drifted a little bit over, but they've let me run with it. They could have easily said get rid of someone or get rid of two players, but they didn't. So credit to them for that. And I feel like now, after 2.5 years, or 2 and a bit years, the squad is pretty much where I want it. That ain't easy, you know. I think we've only got 2 existing players, Danny Gordon and Slinny, I think. And that's been a rebuild that do take time. And, you know, regardless of what happened, we've had a great season. We've played some good stuff. We've scored some great goals. We've picked up some brilliant wins. But we've got a job to do now for 3 games. I just said to the boys in there, you know, we've got an outstanding chance. You know, no one's going to want to come here on that Tuesday and players because that'll be hostile, and I think the crowd can play a real big part. Even if you get a bit of adversity in these games, they've got to stay with us. They've got to be positive, because that's going to be a big group effort from everybody to get us over the line. So we're confident, but we're not arrogant about it. You know, we're going in there in good form. We're under no illusions that whoever gets in, whether that's Anstey, Worcester, Long Eaton, Cowser, every one of their managers will fancy the chances of getting promoted, and that'll be who can keep the form on the day. But I've got a lot of players in good form. I've got a lot of players in good form who are not getting in the team, and I'm going to have, unfortunately, which is going to be the tough part, I'm going to have probably 2 or 3 in good form sitting in the stands, because obviously I've got to bring a goalkeeper in for the playoffs in case anything happened to Ross. That's just a common sense decision, and 2 or 3 of my lads are going to miss out, which is going to be really, really tough. But, you know, we've got a job to do, and we're a close-knit squad, and I'm sure when that time comes, they'll take it on the chin.
You mentioned the fans, 778 here today.
800.
800, yeah. It was a big attendance. Yeah. Obviously, we appreciate the Diamonds brought quite a few with them.
Yeah.
But they were all with you all day, weren't they?
Brilliant. Yeah, that do help when you score 2 in the first 15 minutes, though. Get them on side. I'm not sure they'd have been so far behind as if we'd have conceded 2 in the first 15 minutes, but no, yeah, brilliant. And to be fair, the rain probably didn't help. That might have scared 1 or 2 off, because that heavens opened about, I don't know, an hour before kick-off, 2 hours before kick-off. So brilliant day, brilliant weekend. I'm so pleased with the way my squad has played over the weekend. Like I say, unfortunate Saturday not to win the game, not even draw the game, not to win the game. Felt we'd done enough to win the game. And today we've put it behind us, dusted ourselves down, and without trying to sound arrogant in any way against Rushden, we did look a level above them at long periods of that game today. And obviously, once they've sealed their position in the league for next year, they've perhaps switched off, lost one or two players. I know they've got one or two injuries as well. So that was always going to be difficult for them today.
As one of your ex-teams, Diamonds, of course, that they look a lot better now than what they did this time last season, when, of course, they would have been relegated, but if it wasn't for holding on. So you must be pleased with that. You can't be horrible against the team you once played for, but you must appreciate the fact they're doing quite well, and they'll be pleased to hear that.
Yeah, and as well, on top of that, both teams are different from the FA Cup game in August. But we're a lot different than what we was then. We're so much different than what we was then. And, you know, if that was a benchmark, then obviously I know they're different as well. But, you know, if we played our team now against their team, then I still think you'd have a similar outcome. But that's how it is at the start of the season. That's all. Thinking they let us have it as well when they beat us in the FA Cup. They had the bragging rights at the start of the season. And hopefully we'll have the bragging rights at the end of the season. So, you know, local games are good. So obviously we hope we're not got them next year. We hope we're going to Kettering next year. Obviously, Harbour, Kettering, all local games, obviously they can't all get promoted. Obviously I hope Harbour get promoted with my connections with Mitch, and we'll just see what happens over the next 2 weeks. Some exciting times for the local area. With the teams going for promotion, but that'll, you know, this time in 2 weeks, that'll all be said and done. Someone's going to be having a few celebratory beers, and someone's going to be drowning the sorrows. So we'll all have to see. We'll see come next, 8 days time, the first playoff game here. So let's get the bandwagon rolling. Let's get plenty of people down here, and whoever we play down there, Longy and Worcester or Calcer, let's make it real difficult for them. And
of course, we'll see you again. Of course, next Saturday, last game of the season, Wet Boldmere, St Michael. Still got to go and do the same thing. You still want to win the game, and you still want to be in that position, second place. So
obviously, team selection will probably depend a lot on what happens this afternoon, and but I'm confident in whoever I put out on the pitch, like Saturday, that we're capable of getting a result. So we try and win every game, even though we made 6 changes on Saturday. We still tried to win the game, and that'll be no different at Boldmere. You know, whether even if we're in definitely at second, we'll still be trying to win the game. So that's just in every footballer when you cross the white line. And this squad here is an outstanding squad. That's certainly the best squad I've had since I've been there. And regardless of what happens, these boys, we need to keep them together here because they're capable of winning a lot of games at this level and certainly competing at the level above.
Excellent. Gary, we'll see you Saturday. Well done today. Congratulations.
Thank you.